Ever since Bitcoin put in the all-time high in mid-March, Tuesday has been a traditionally very negative day for Bitcoin. In fact, marking off the high of the week before, a nice sort of reversal of whatever the past price action was. And this past Tuesday, we don't have that. We actually have something quite the opposite, which brings up the question, are we witnessing a change of behavior? Is it time to be discussing such things? And before we go to that, I should let you know that the Crypto School is still live for signups, which we will start cohort number 2. We're doing number 2 in 11. We're doing number 2 in 11 days and 3 hours and 51 minutes. I should let you know that it is free to sign up with an exchange account. There is a link in the description below. Every week, also, in addition to the actual course content, we do a live stream on Thursday where we actually get to chat face to face, and it's actually been pretty damn cool. So if you're interested in joining in, again, the link is in the description below, and it is free with an exchange account. All right, sweet. Let's jump right into it, starting off with a revisiting of this chart right here. So I just want to speak a little bit more towards perhaps the significance of what we did see yesterday on Tuesday, because Tuesday has been such a traditionally negative day since Bitcoin has put in the all-time highs, and we don't have that yesterday. In fact, not only do we not have that, we have Tuesday closing decently positive, but more importantly, reversing price action, in this case, not from the upside to the downside, but from the downside to the upside. And that is the first major change of behavior that we are witnessing here. As far as I'm concerned, that does suggest that, hey, maybe that downside actually is over. Now, I will stop the conversation right there before I go personally further, because, or before I go, that makes no fucking sense. What I mean to say is that, I still would actually not say that this is enough to suggest that the lows are in and all of that good stuff. But this is like the first major signal that is tangible that has actually occurred. And in this case, I do now want to extrapolate that onto the other signals that we were looking at yesterday that were working in conjunction with that, namely the daily RSI and the daily stochastic, kind of judge, where this bounce is likely to come towards. And well, at what point does this bounce turn into not just a bounce? It's not just a bounce. And for that, we'll go back on over here. First thing, actually, before we do that, I do want to speak very quickly about Wednesday's statistics. Again, basically a coin flip in terms of whether it's likely to close positively or negatively. But what's very, very interesting about Wednesday is that Wednesday is the most volatile day by far. I should add as well. Maybe not by far. Actually, Monday's pretty volatile as well. But it does have now the highest positive returns. What was formerly Monday now is Wednesday, actually. And the average returns for the losing side as well is, I guess, a little bit more on the higher side. So let's see what that would look like in terms of creating a range for today's price action. To the upside, about 3.5%. I do believe that would be, just around $60,000. So does Bitcoin officially test that sometime around today? Perhaps yes. Doesn't really do anything significant long term, but hey, obviously upside price action would be better for the bulls than the downside. And of course, to the downside, shaving off about 2% again on average would put Bitcoin just below $57,000. So do be aware of that. Likely the boundaries for today. Although if there is going to be, actually, I mean, if there is really going to be a reversal and it confirmed in like some serious upside price action, I mean, Wednesday would be the day for that. It is the most volatile day, so fair enough. Anyways, moving on from there, I do want to get into very quickly the daily stochastic oscillator, which we did identify yesterday as 1, pointing back onto the upside, and then 2, producing a little bit of bullish divergence between this low and this low right here. Anyways, on price action, we can see that now playing out as well, and we will continue to see daily stochastic momentum continue to the upside as long as Bitcoin's above 55,600. Struggling with my words today, like Mr. President. Anyways, moving on from there, I do want to also speak about the daily bullish divergence over here, which we have 1, 2, 3 drives now. Technically did not get fully confirmed yesterday. Would like to see it actually close above 58,500 for that to be confirmed. But the very easy and obvious technical target here would be the 21 exponential moving average, which is 60,500. I think that that's actually a very interesting number to be aware, because it likely is the 382 fib. I'm going to guess. Yeah, just around it. Yeah, 60,600 or so. So does Bitcoin have an official test right around there before anything else? Probably yes. Probably yes. So does that change anything for the long term? Well, kind of, I mean, that would be Bitcoin popping back up into the prior range lows. So, you know, at that point, you really do have to consider that the lows actually are in right here. But that would imply that we need to see a higher term time frame closure above there. So daily time frame, no less, above about 60,600 technically speaking, but you know, 60,500 is probably fine. Just nice round even number, easy to remember right there. Now, the reason why I do still say that I would err on the side of caution. Actually, no, let's get into some more hopium stuff first, and then I'll save that for the end. Also, you know, with the advent of this price action right here, I mean, I guess it kind of does strengthen the case for this as a broadening wedge. You know, how often do I see these play out? I mean, they're not the worst formations, but, well, it is there. You know, it is there. The problem is that you don't really have a confirmation of like an actual breakout in this case, as long as you're below about 70,000 bucks. So it's not super helpful right now. But I suppose that is like the biggest bullish hopium as of right now, with Bitcoin bouncing off the lower boundary of this. And well, what we'd expect next is a test towards 60,500, a closure above 60,500, and then for Bitcoin to continue kind of in like this crab range here, sideways, 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 and then maybe try for an upside move August, maybe September, something like that. It'd really draw out this current segment. Definitely possible. And I think that's probably the most bullish view that I can have as of this exact moment. I think also, now that we get into the end of this video, yeah, this would be a good time to actually talk about this. I do still remain personally, what's the word that I'm looking for? Cautious because of that 5-day setup. Again, we have not closed this next 5-day period, and as per the setup that we were looking at for the past couple weeks, well, as long as we're not around day number 35, which is the average amount of days that we expect for that 5-day setup to play out, it would still suggest that timing-wise, we're probably not there just yet. You know, for reference, we have, or Bitcoin has taken 30 days versus 35 days. Like, that's not a humongous difference, but still, it's not until about 3.5 days from now that we actually do have day number 35. If you don't know what I'm talking about, reference some of the videos from the weekend talking about the 5-day volatility versus stochastic momentum setup, just because, you know, as long as we're on the lower end of that, I am going to be more cautious, just personally speaking. But of course, you know, I just want to present the information as the information is. You can make whatever deductions that you want from that. And yeah, that also does mean that if Bitcoin, you know, is essentially still kind of trading sideways here, not really breaking down towards new lows. When is 3 days from now? Is that Saturday? I think it's Saturday. Yeah, probably Saturday. Then if Bitcoin hasn't really broken down by Saturday, I mean, that's going to start to bode pretty well for Bitcoin's low already being in and, you know, trying to work its way sideways and up. But again, we'd expect next test towards 60,500 and definitely a closure above there, not a rejection around there, if that is going to hold true. Until then, sort of slightly short-term positive, optimistic, but I will hold my own reservations for this current move until at least Saturday. So that's going to do it for today. A nice and short video. I need to actually get on with the day's activities. So yeah, that's going to be it for today. As always, I want to wish you the best. I will leave you with one last thing. It is a great talk riding over here with a very healthy message for all of the people enjoying a morning bowel movement.
Okay, so I have a long history of constipation and whatnot.
Oh.
And I've had to get stuff removed out of me from the hospital. It's gotten so bad. But I'll tell you what, cigarettes have laxatives in them. And it seems like every time I smoke a cigarette, I have to take a shit. And I'm going to tell you what, man. Taking a shit, it's like
give it to me,
relaxing experience. No wonder people got so much fucking toilet paper, because when you're lonely, you're in... God damn it, I dropped my cigarette. I'm just happy to take a shit. I'm happy to get that crap out of my butthole. Thank you, cigarettes and laxatives.
That's a great. She's lovely. She's beautiful. And that's what we'll end things on today. As always, wish you the best. Take care. Much love, and see you hopefully tomorrow.